Okay, so this is a quick demonstration of the sound coming out of the Rode Wireless Pro mic system. Wait for the camera to focus again on me. As you see here, I'm just using it clipped onto my sweatshirt string. I'm not using the included clip-on lav mics, just to sort of demonstrate how great this is. This has, I mean, in my opinion, this has no right to sound as good as it does right now. The fact that you can just sort of, run and gun, clip this onto somebody and start going is amazing. In the past, I've been working in freelance video for decades now. And, if you've been in the industry as long as I have, you've definitely used one of these, the Sennheiser wireless body packs. It's an industry standard. You fish the wire for a lav up to, someone's shirt lapel or whatever, suit jacket if available, and then have them hide the body pack. This is just like, ta-da, right? It does come with a lav. You can, this is kind of big, I'll be honest. If you wanted to have a more clean look where the mic is hidden, you can still do that. It does come with 2 mics in an accessory kit. But I love the fact that you don't need them because there's a built-in mic on the transmitter. Like, that's awesome. And I've been a fan of Rode for a while. I've got their NTG mic. I've got their Rode Video Mic Pro. I really do like their equipment. But this is my first time getting to try their wireless setup. I've seen a lot of love for the Rode Wireless Go when it first came out, and I thought, that looks cool. I really want to try that. This is their Pro system. See, it's got the Pro in the name. And what that means, I'm not sure exactly what the differences are between them because I haven't actually used the Wireless Go. I can only tell you what I love about this one. And I'm actually, in order to do that, I'm going to disconnect it for a second. I'm going to pull this mic down and switch over to it. Okay. All right. I just turned off the Rode on the mixer because I want to disconnect it and show you some things here. First of all, on the receiver, you see how tiny this thing is? It looks just like the transmitter. They're pretty similar, except that the receiver has a nice display that will show you. Sorry, once it focuses, it's not focusing. My camera's being stubborn. Sorry. All right, yeah. So you see, it's showing you that only one of the mics is connected right now. When I was setting this up before, I had them both out. That's why it's number 2 and not number 1. But you can have both transmitters. It comes with 2 connected to one receiver, and the receiver can be set to have pretty much any configuration that you can think of. Let's say, normally when I'm recording 2 interviewers, I want to have one on the left, one on the right, so that I can isolate them in post and mix as needed. But let's say you're doing a live stream and you want both mics to be on both channels all the time. Well, no problem. You can set this to dual mono. If you want to set to be line level out versus mic level out versus camera level out, which apparently is also a thing, it lets you set all of that on the receiver. And not only that, but the receiver also has a USB-C out with different cables to plug into a phone or a tablet or something like that. So if you're not using a traditional camera, let's say you're doing some kind of live stream, you can use these mics with your connected device, with your phone or tablet or whatever. That's incredibly powerful. The other thing that I really like about it, and this is actually a pro and a con, depending on your perspective, is that, it comes in this cool case, but the, let me put them in. The case also is the charger. So you see, these sort of work like let's make sure I put them in the right place. This is, because they only fit in. The receivers are a slightly different size than the transmitter, so you'll make sure you put them in the right one. There. Now they're all in the case, and they're all, see, it's got, a little charging icon there. And the case, it's sort of like AirPods. You've got the case has a charging port on the case, and you have to come around, like, you don't have to bring dozens of AA batteries to your job to, feed these kinds of things anymore. You can just charge it up before the job, and you're good for hours and hours of footage. I haven't actually tried to see how long they'll last, but I did use them for 3 gigs back to back, so it probably a total of maybe 7-ish hours of use, and they didn't die. And I charged them after that, so I don't know how long they can actually go, but that's pretty awesome. On the flip side, though, one of the nice things that pros will tell you, if you've worked in a professional field, that it is always good to have real batteries as an option in case you're out in the field, you don't have a place to charge, you don't have time for downtime. You can just throw in fresh batteries and keep going, and that's something you can't really do with this. But the way I see it is, you do have 2 transmitters. You can switch between them. You put the other one on charge if you need to. I don't really know what I would do if the receiver died during a job, but it hasn't happened. So I guess that's kind of a pro and a con. For me, it's a pro because I don't think I'm ever going to run out the batteries on a job, and it's great to not have to go carrying around dozens of AA batteries and making sure I always have more before a gig. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Rode Wireless Pro. If you haven't tried them out yet, give it a shot. They're pretty awesome.
This is a short review of the Rode Wireless Go 3, especially compared to the original Rode Wireless Go 2, which I've used for a number of years. Looking at this, the form factor is very similar. I do like the front design is a little bit cleaner with just the Rode logo. They've added here on the top a button now where you can enable or disable recording. You'll see the LED change, and we have a locking 3.5 millimeter now as opposed to just the 3.5 millimeter input jack. I will mention I've used my Rode lavalier Go's with this, have not had an issue. So if you have microphones that are not locking 3.5, they will still work with the Rode Wireless Go 3 system as well. So that's a nice to have. You can see we still have the power button here on the bottom, and the clip design is very similar, near identical. I will say that it still works. One of the things I loved about the Wireless Go 2 is I could go ahead and slide it very snugly into my Rode Video Mic NTG and go ahead and plug the wire in and use this remotely on a pole or tripod somewhere else. So you can see this is very snug when it slides in, but it does fit into that bracket. Maybe slightly more snug than the Rode Wireless Go 2, but I've used the Rode Wireless Go 2 a lot more, so it may just be worn in. With that, a few other features of the Rode Wireless Go 3 that are interesting. We have this additional LED on the bottom here that lets you know when the system is on. However, if I click the bottom here, it will mute transmitter 1. Unfortunately, this stays green. It doesn't flash, it doesn't turn red, it doesn't do anything to let me know that it's not actually, recording on the receiver. I think that's a bit of a miss, but hopefully Rode will rectify that in a future update. What you can do, similar to the Rode Wireless Go 2, is once you're in the software, you can lock it. So, which I've done on this transmitter 2 here, even though I'm clicking this button, it's not muting because I've locked it. So this button doesn't do anything. You can also lock it so recording is locked from on. So even if you try to disable recording, it will stay on. Another way you can enable or disable recording, which is nice. I do not have recording locked on transmitter 1 here, but on the receiver, if I go ahead and click this button, you can see it'll turn recording on. It will toggle recording from the button on the top of the receiver. This is a nice feature. I'll go ahead and click this button and it'll turn recording off. I'll go ahead and click it again and go ahead and click it again and it will return recording on. This one, despite clicking any buttons on the receiver, remains locked because I've locked it from the software. So we can toggle through here. It would be nice if when I toggle through each individual recorder, if I toggled to recorder 1, if I hit this button, if it would turn off recording, but it will not. I can toggle to transmitter 1 and change from auto to dynamic, or hold this and manually set the gain level to whatever I would like, which is nice, but it would be even nicer if I could toggle on and off recording. A nice update from Rode here on the Wireless Go 3 over the Wireless Go 2. A lot of the same form factor, a little cleaner design. The 32-bit float recording, can record in either 48 or 44.1 kilohertz. You can adjust that to whatever you like in the settings. And this does have low cut filters of either 75 or 100, which is a nice added feature. Maybe cut out a little extra wind noise. Pretty pleased with this update. Hopefully Rode makes a couple of these other tweaks in a future software release.
Alright, here's a test recording with the Rode Wireless Go 3. It's not too windy out right now. But it's right here with its wind cover on. And it should be sounding okay. Here's the fish pond. Looks like it's frozen quite a bit. This little air pocket over there. I'm not sure how much it picks up of ambient sound too much. I have it set to auto gain right now, and it's just plugged into the Pixel 8 Pro. I did a few other tests indoors and everything seemed fine, so hopefully this all sounds fine too. This microphone, it's clipped onto my coat right now, so it's like angled and kind of pretty close to my mouth. These transmitters are pretty big compared to other ones. If you're looking around, it seems like a lot of manufacturers, Hollyland and Godox and other smaller brands, they tried to really shrink the transmitters so that they have a less obvious profile. But this one, you can plug in an external lavalier, so that's fine. It'll sound just fine like that. Battery life is great. I have other Rode microphones, and the battery life is what they say they are, so that's great. Alright, and then this is the Godox Cube S, and how much better or worse does the Rode Wireless Go 3 sound compared to a wireless microphone that is 3 times less the price? Does the Rode Wireless Go sound 3 times better? I would say that the build quality and the battery reliability is very high on the Rode, but this is a super portable, comes with lots of accessories kind of option with the Godox. Like the case holds everything, but with the Rode you have to buy the case separately. So if you wanted the wireless charging case, you're almost paying $400 for total for your setup. So that's 4 times as much as the Godox. So I'll switch back to the Rode, and you can see if the Rode is really amazing or not. Alright, here I switched back to the Rode Wireless Go 3. I just had the Godox Cube, and should sound maybe better. And it'll be up to you if you like the sounds better. Like I said before, since it's on a coat right now, compared to if you had it just clipped onto a shirt or something, or a jacket, it will have a bit more of a proximity effect in sound, maybe a bit deeper or something. But anyway, this was a test. I went over a bit of a distance test. I went over some of the stuff you can do to it. Has 32-bit internal recording, so that can help with post-processing your audio and editing and stuff. So yep, it's about, I don't know, 20 degrees out, so I'm going inside now.
At the microphone itself, you'll notice there's a USB-C charging port on the side of each of the microphone. There's a 3.5 millimeter input jack for connection of an external microphone to this transmitter. It has a built-in microphone there in the center, and of course the pairing pairing or connecting mode button at the top. At the bottom, there's the power button that can also be used to trigger recording on the microphone. So each of these microphones can record up to 40 hours of audio. If you take a look at the indicators there, there's the pairing indicator there, as well as the record indicator. So it can record each of these 40 hours of audio per device. Beyond that, on the receiver, the power button is up top. At the bottom here, you can see that the receiver is already powered on. There's the menu button and selector buttons at the bottom. You can scroll through the menu using these two buttons. You can also activate recording from the receiver as well. There's a USB-C charging port on the side, and then a 3.5 millimeter audio output line outputs from the receiver as well. So I think since the receiver is already powered up, I think we'll power up both of the transmitter units here by pressing and holding at the bottom. We see the blue lights, which indicate that they're already connected to the receiver there. I've got an extra USB-C cable connected to my phone that I'm recording to now, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and connect it, and we'll briefly lose audio from the microphone I'm currently using, and hopefully it'll switch over to the two that I'm holding in my hand. Okay, so hopefully you can hear the audio from both of the microphones. I'm going to pick up the transmitter just to see what the audio looks like. So the audio looks fairly even on both of the microphones. It may be just a little bit of difference there between them, but good audio for both of these. As you can tell, the audio is pretty clear. This new system, Gen 3, uses 32-bit float recording there. So I think that's the first time that Rode has used 32-bit on a recording or microphone system this size. And of course, it sounds great. Pristine audio is available here. And I really love this system. I love all of the settings that you can change. You can customize it to your taste or exactly for whatever it is that you want to do in terms of recording. And so I really love that about Rode. They've gone over the top in my opinion. And of course, this compact wireless microphone system is available on Amazon. Thanks for watching.
This is the Rode Wireless Pro, and a lot of people are going to be drawn off from this device with the $400 price tag that comes along with it, but I assure you, it is worth every penny, and honestly, it might be too cheap for what you actually get for it. For starters, I want to make something adamantly clear here. I am not sponsored by Rode. Rode did not send this product to me or anything in terms of products to me at any point in time, and they do not get a say in what I say in terms of this review. Got it? The Rode Wireless Pro Kit includes 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, a myriad of different accessories that come along with the microphones and the receivers and everything alongside that, a charging case, and 2 professional lavalier microphones. Let's say you price the microphones and the receiver itself at $300 as a $50 upgrade to the Rode Wireless Go 2, just in terms of quality, which we'll get to. And then you have to add in the fact that the charging case is probably another $50 if you get an off-market one. And then you have an extra $100 for the lavalier mics that you get. And you get 2 of them. So that is $100 each, so another $200 there. So just off of the charging case, the mics, and the microphones, the lavalier mics, you're talking $550 for a $400 kit. But price aside, let's talk about the microphones themselves. The Wireless Pro mics have a massive upgrade to their predecessors in the 32-bit float recording technology. This essentially means that the mic itself has much more range in the quality of the mic, and that it is essentially near impossible to actually clip the mic when you record internal 32-bit float. There's a pretty substantial increase in the range of where you can use the microphones from the receiver. I believe it's 780 feet, which is insane. There are videos on YouTube if you want to check the range for yourself. And my personal favorite feature out of everything else is that you can combine one of these transmitters with a Rodecaster device. So me personally, I have the Rodecaster Duo, and all it takes is one button to sync up one of these microphones with my Rodecaster Duo, and I can use the audio without a receiver directly into my PC for whatever I need to use it for. And these mics have up to 7 hours of an internal battery life, and I think it's like 24 or 28 hours or something like that, with multiple charges in the charging case included. So you have 7 hours of using it for your Zoom meetings, using it for just basic recordings if you're recording straight from your PC, or what I'm going to use it for, basic live streaming, because I don't live stream for longer than 7 hours. So this can be my new go-to microphone, so I don't have a big bulky microphone in front of my face all the time whilst I'm gaming. Overall, with everything that you get inside of this kit, it makes so much sense to upgrade to something like this, even with the $400 price tag. And like I said, they could be charging more for it, and it would still make sense for the price. And as for me personally, I am making the switch almost entirely for all of my audio to the Rode Wireless Pro kit. I love how the audio sounds. I love how easy it is to use. I love all the accessories you get. I actually got this off-brand microphone handle as well. And this is what makes my audio feel complete.
Here's USB-C charger and it's a light USB. They did pretty very well job. I love it. Yes, these are they have. I will upload or share my experience after the working with my friends to record some video, but totally quality in the first test it's very nice and record very nice. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Micro. Antena.
When you have the horse's mind, when you know what's going on between those ears, there's a whole different level of horsemanship and handling of that horse that you don't even know is possible. I didn't know was possible until I saw it work for him, and then I applied it.
Muchas gracias, tío.
He sacado un tema que me has cambiado rápido, pero te lo vuelvo a sacar.
Venga, va.
¿Qué pasa con Disney, tío?
Bueno, Disney me encanta. Disney, de hecho, forma parte de mí. O sea, yo soy un 30% Disney. ¿Por qué? Porque yo me he criado en los 90, como tú,
Bought this dual wireless mic rod. Using the single one, so bought this one. Hope it goes well. So far one of the best wireless mic I use.
We were away from home at the time. We were staying at an Airbnb and we were on our way home.